of a clock. My grandfather used to own an antique store in Leeds, England, and it reminded me of a clock that he had in his living room his entire life. And when I used to go see him on a Sunday afternoon, of course, it was in my mind. Folks, this is the final presentation of the day. I'm going to learn about it along with you. It was a last-minute edition. All I saw was the beauty. The one that stood out to me was this one, the Rich Woodgrain. Absolutely gorgeous. All three finishes are very sophisticated. Look at the crystal in the pendulum. We're going to talk about the melodies, beloved hymns. I'm thrilled that HSN has these. Again, three choices are going to be the Rich Woodgrain Brown, the Champagne, or the Pearl. Alexandra, I adore it.
They are beautiful. This is brought to us by Rhythm Clocks. And if you're not familiar with Rhythm, they are one of the leaders in global timepieces, in beautiful high-end luxury timepieces. And this is a lovely table clock for your home. And I always start this presentation by asking, do you have a clock in your home?
We do have a clock. Yes.
You do have a clock, okay. Because sometimes someone will say, no, I only see the time on my phone.
Most people know.
Right?
Yes, yes.
Or on their microwave or on their clock. I want you to consider a little less technology and a little bit more elegance, something that's a bit more elevated for your home. And this is really jewelry for your home.
Yes.
These are exquisite. These clocks, first of all, I just love that large face, the ability to see the actual time. I'm somebody that's nearsighted, so I can't very well see far away. So I can appreciate that large clock face with the large numbers. That's first and foremost. And then, of course, it's beautifully appointed with all of these lovely Austrian crystals. And then you have the pendulum that is swinging back and forth. Yes, please, by all means.
I'm so sorry.
That beautiful pendulum that it appears to be floating, and it has a beautiful chunk of crystal inside that as well. And then, of course, yes, you're admiring on the brown, on that rich wood. To me, it reminds me of a burl wood. And that burl wood, I mean, it's exquisite. And do you know these are polished? It's the same method that they polish these, just like a piano. So it's a piano polish finish. They're standing 10 inches tall, and then they are by 8, and then they're 4 inches thick, okay? So nice and lightweight. They're battery operated. They operate with 2C batteries, and the 2C batteries are included, further making this a wonderful gift. And this is enjoying quartz movement. And quartz movement, if you didn't already know, is far more consistent and more reliable than what would we call it? Mechanical movement. This is quartz movement.
Accuracy.
It also has 12 melodies. I have it very low. Okay.
Can you adjust the volume? Oh, you
can.
as
I can
well.
adjust.
Oh,
And I've got a little microphone here just so that you can hear. It has 12 melodies. Each melody will play at the top of the hour. You can control the volume. You can have it set a little bit lower. The melody will only play for about 15, 20 seconds, letting you know that it's the top of the hour. 6 of the melodies are classic hymns, and the other 6 are Christmas favorites. So it really makes this a timely piece right now. Pardon the pun.
A timely piece.
Timely piece.
Boom. If you would like the beautiful rich wood grain of the brown, we are last call, last opportunity. Which is in second place right now, please, Kevin, after the brown? It's the champagne, which is this one here. Okay, so it's this one and this one that are in the danger zone.
Yeah.
I don't believe we'll sell out of that beautiful, beautiful pearl.
This is a pearl, and look, it's just ever so slightly pearlescent.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pearlescent. That's why we're calling it pearl. So this is a lovely white. This is perfect for a bride, or if you have a lot of things in your home that are very light, bright white. So this is exquisite, and I want you to think about this changed my life, frankly, because I was always running a little behind, if you know what I mean. So I keep one, believe it or not, in the master bath. I love being able to jump in the shower, and it's far enough away that I don't feel like moisture or anything affects it. And I'm able to be in the shower and really stay on time, keep it to, 5-6 minutes. And then I have one on my desk when I'm working, which I really appreciate, because as I'm working, I can really stay on time. This is a wonderful gift for maybe someone who just started their profession, started their office, started working in an office. Maybe they just graduated from law school or medical school, or you just want to give the beautiful gift of time.
Well, you said it right at the beginning, though, Alexandra. You know, for so many of us who don't have an authentic, real, genuine working clock, we have all digital things now.
Right.
And there is a history and a heritage and something so traditional and so beautiful about having a real working mechanical clock, as it were. That has a swinging pendulum with a set crystal right there in the heart of it. So when you place this above the fireplace, when you place this somewhere of pride of place in your home, in the living room, this takes center stage. You see it because it's grand, certainly in scale. It's not teeny tiny. It has the beauty, it has the elegance, it has the refinement, and it has the melodies. It has the melodies that can play, you can adjust the volume. At $109.95, it's things like this that make a house a home, right? Things like this that truly make a house a home.
That is it.
If you want the Rich Woodgrain brown, we are very, very limited now. This will sell out first. The gorgeous champagne gold will sell out second, and the pearl will be third. We have 6 minutes remain. I do want to remind you as well, you will get free shipping if you spent $7.50 to fill your cart today. So on all the decor pieces, $7.50 to fill your entire cart. This will be free shipping and handling. And you are obviously getting a Black Friday deal. I'm so thrilled to see this response.
This is wonderful. And I want you to think of all the places in your home where you may want to place a beautiful piece like this. I have one in my china cabinet. It is actually a rhythm clock that my father gave my mother on their 25th wedding anniversary.
Oh my goodness.
Which was, you know, like 30 years ago. And it was no longer working when I discovered it. It has a beautiful cloche and it has 2 dancers doing the waltz. And so I reached out to Rhythm and I said, you know, I represent your products and could you find this to have it work again? And they took care of it for me and it really touched my heart. So I have one in the china cabinet,
wonderful.
I have one on my desk, one in the shower room and one in our living room. And it really makes a big difference. I love seeing time, I love waking up, making sure I am on time as opposed to grabbing something digital. So
it makes a difference.
It does make a difference.
It's little
it's
things.
Jewelry for your home, and you deserve to have a beautiful timepiece like this in your home.
There is a soft sweeping curvature to it, which I think you'll love. The larger classic style numbers that are there. And again, as you look at the pendulum, as it swings with the crystals and obviously the little characters, almost cherub-like, which are there as well. It's beautifully done. Again, the inside you can see there's a lot of workmanship that is in there. At any price.
You know what I noticed? It's also, you've got a lot of this gold tone in the background, which also picks up the light.
Yes.
And so sometimes during the day, my eye will catch a little bit of the light and I'll look and I'll say, oh, the sun or the light, you know, the light bulb from my desk lamp, whatever it is just catching some of the crystals, and then you've got the reflective quality of the background. Oh, here's something else that you really need to understand. If you have the music selected at whatever volume you choose, and it's going to play a new tune at the top of each hour, except at night. At dusk and when the lights are low in a room, it has sensors, so it doesn't disturb your tranquility as you're sleeping. Because nothing could be more irritating, I think, if you had to remember to turn the volume down, or if at 3 a.m. it was letting you know it's the witching hour. That is not something you have to worry about. So it does have the built-in light sensor, so that when it's dusk or when it's dark in the room, not completely dark, just dark enough in the room, that it will opt to not play.
And just a reminder, that beautiful Rich Woodgrain, which is like a burled wood, you're so right, that is absolutely in the lead right now. I wish we had more of these. #1 bestseller, the champagne in second place, which is an all gold look, and then the pearlescent one. You can't see it very well on TV, but this finish does have a pearlescent feel to it. So when you see it in real life, there's a little bit of sparkle there, right?
Yeah, just a little bit of a shimmer. It makes it just so beautiful. This is going to look wonderful in your curio case, in your china cabinet, when you're at work and you just want to see the time. You know, I can't even imagine if I could not read small print. I can read like 1-point font. But if I back up, you get blurry. Okay?
I'm better like that, trust me.
You know what I mean? So I just can't imagine not being able to see the clock. So that way you can always see the time. I wonder how many of the kids can actually tell time. Do you know a lot of the kids they cannot tell time by looking at the clock because they just didn't learn big hand, little hand, and going all the way around. They only know the digital number. So it's a beautiful timepiece. You're going to enjoy this for years and years. I'm almost embarrassed when I tell the story about how I keep this, you know, on the vanity in the bathroom, because people are thinking, well, even Troy will say the moisture doesn't affect it.
Right.
I'll say it's very rare that enough moisture ever accumulates on it.
Right.
And if anything gets on it, my dusting powder or things like that, I just give it a good wipe. I just can't believe it's durable, but it's beautiful, and the time is always exact. And if you have not had something like this in your home and the music comes on, you're gonna be like,
Yeah.
what is that?
Yeah.
What is it? The first few times you're a little bit, not startled, but you hear it,
Yeah.
and then you become a little more used to it, and it reminds you, hey, it's the top of the hour.
Yeah.
So I like anything that keeps me on time. I'm sure everybody around me agrees.
But don't you think there's something to be said of just about the tradition of it?
The
Like you asked me, do we have, now we do, but it was Chelsea's mom had given it to,
You see?
but you know, having the tradition of a real clock, I love
Having
that.
a real clock, we can't let the simplicity of something, well, so simple and basic,
Yes, yes.
run away from us. So I've played for you many of the classics, but then we also have lovely hymns. So when it's not the holiday season, the classic hymns can play. And remember, you do have that volume control. It is suggested, Adam, that the batteries are changed annually. You're receiving the 2C batteries, just so you know. But I'll be honest, I've gone sometimes a few years without even remembering that it has the batteries.
Oh, fantastic.
And I'll notice only because the pendulum, or if it has any type of movement within, you know, this gallery inside, they'll stop moving,
Right.
but it will not affect the time. And so it must really wait until like I've never had it go to where it completely stopped with the time. But I remember thinking, wow, it's even designed so that the last thing it's going to slow down on is the actual time. And that's how I'm reminded to change the batteries, because usually the crystal movements will stop.
Well, it obviously sips the power, which is something we love. Again, size and scale, 13 in length, 18. No, that's not correct.
No, this one's 10 inches.
That was
It's
the heater that's next. I was going to say, that's a very big one.
That's a very big log. No,
4
this
by
is,
8 by 10.
Yeah, exactly. 10 inches tall by 8 inches wide, and the depth right here is 4 inches. It is tabletop. It's for your nightstand. It's for your credenza, sideboard, china cabinet.
Thank you, Alexander.
Thank you.
A pleasure to see you.
Always a pleasure to work with you. Nice way to end up the night for me.
Are you home now? Are you staying for tomorrow?
No, I've been here for a while, so I am going to go ahead and traverse and go home tonight. I'm anxious to get home.
Safe trip.
Thank you.
Love to the family.
I have a good book I'm listening to. So.
That makes the journey go so fast.
1000%.
I totally agree with you.
1000%.
All right, well, time flies when you're having fun, and it really does.
That's another fun.
Thank you for your orders on our fabulous, beautiful clock.